Maximilian Garland.
All right, so I asked a lot of questions. I've been asking questions since I was like a little kid. Honestly, and it always got me in a lot of trouble. I remember my grandmother. She took me up on her roof, right? And I never went anywhere without my mom. I was like 4 or 5 or 10, and we went on top of her roof, and she was having a philosophical conversation with me, and she's like, Massey, look at the stars. I'm like, She's like, Massey, look at the city. Look at the city and all of the people and the homeless man and the squirrel and the pigeon. I'm like, She's like, guess what? I'm like, what? She's like, God made that. I'm like, how do you know? So I mean, that generally kind of describes the type of person I am. And like I said, I asked a lot of questions. Recently, I was watching a movie with my little sister. That's right, ladies. I was watching a movie with my little sister. That makes me sensitive. My girlfriend's pissed right now. So I was watching Aladdin, and honestly, I'd seen it a whole bunch of times, so I was able to focus on things that I wouldn't normally focus on. And I noticed that Aladdin, he's a homeless orphan, and Jasmine, she has a tubby little dad, but no mom. And I was, why Disney? Disney, why'd you throw that in there? Well, what's going on? And then it dawned on me. None of the Disney movies really have normal families. I mean, we got Lion King, right? We got Scar killing Mufasa. That's like a effed up Tyler Perry movie. You know, what's going on there? We got, let's see, a Little Mermaid. You can call them out here. We got Little Mermaid, right? There's King Triton, but it's not really a Queen Triton. And I don't know the sexual orientation of mermaids, but I couldn't see his genitals, so it's either a broken family or something of that sort. We have Finding Nemo, the mom dies, Princess and the Frog, the dad dies. It's like they're orphan parents here. So we're all in college, right? We made it. That's pretty cool. I remember the day I got into college, I was pretty surprised. My mom, she tossed me a letter across the table, and I was like, holy I got a letter. I was like the dude from Blue's Clues, like flipping out. She's like, she's opening it. I'm like, all right, so open it, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, congratulations, you've been accepted into Virginia Commonwealth University. And I'm like, wow. You know, I have the dyslexia, right, so don't worry, baby, it's not contagious. So I was reading it again, and I was like, I was sounding on all the letters, and for like an hour I do this, I read it. And by the time I'm convinced, I tell everyone in my family, and I'm like, everyone's excited except for my oldest sister, and she's like, how the hell did you get into college? I'm like, Jen, do you even know what I got on my SATs? And she's like, Dorito crumbs. And I'm like, all right, Jen, you a hater. But all right, so fast forward, and my dad's dropping me off at school, and I get to Richmond, and on the way there, I'm on the phone with the admissions committee, and I'm like, are you sure I got in? How you spell my name? And then, you know, they get me there, and my dad just kicks me out the car. He's like, email me, all right? And I'm like, all right, Dad, thanks. So then all the kids at VCU, they're wilding out. They're like, oh my God, oh, I'm gonna do coke, I'm gonna drink myself into a coma, oh my God, I'm gonna be a slut, and I'm wilding out too. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm paying for this. I remember I got the promissory note in the mail, and I'd practiced reading for a little while since then, so I was able to read this one. I said, 40% interest, large sum of money. If you don't pay it back, we'll kill your parents. Sign here. I'm thinking, what is this, a Disney movie? Like, what's going on here, right? So, you know, I wised up and I got a real major, and you know, I started studying something serious. But you know, there was those other kids in college who didn't really care because their parents paid for them to get here. You know, there's those kids whose parents paid for them. You guys aren't clapping because you're probably all of them. Anyway, so I'm in the room like studying, right? You know, doing work, and the other kid, he comes to the door at 3 a.m. He's like, yo, Max, let's go to the quad, play some ultimate frisbee. And I'm like, sorry, man, I gotta study. He's like, study? I'm like, yeah, I gotta study. Don't you study? He's like, majoring in Eastern European friendship bracelets, so what's that? I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to miss that. He's like, all right, well, me and Leonard will be in the quad, so you can catch us there. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, so Mason basketball team's doing all right. I heard you guys clapping for them. I don't know why, though, because you know what that means, right? Tuition's going up. That's what that means. Don't clap. That's terrible. And with gas prices going up, I mean, seriously, $4.50? I could pay a Spanish guy to carry me to school for that. Right? I mean, seriously, that's ridiculous. And you know, a lot of you guys are thinking like, oh my God, you know, I think we're all thinking the same thing. Oh my God, what are the Transformers gonna eat? Like, how is Optimus Prime gonna survive? Like, how is that gonna happen? Like, Transformers 3 is gonna be weird. Optimus Prime is gonna be all emaciated. He's gonna be like, Autobots, roll out. They're gonna turn to like Segways and smart cars. All right, that's my time. I'm Max Lane.
Let's hear it from Maximilian.